right, guys, day 45, and we're taking a little break here. We're waiting out some weather. I'm not sure now, after looking at the weather reports, I'm not sure if we're going to leave tomorrow or even delay it another day because of weather. But we're in how do you say it, babe? Papagayo, and we're going to go explore the whole peninsula here. So I'll take you guys on a little tour. And these are all guarded gates, and this is not, this is very, very wealthy part of Costa Rica. So even just to get in here was a little bit of an ordeal. They had to know the name of the restaurant, we had to make a reservation, and the marina had to call it in. And we made a mistake. We didn't write down the name of the restaurant, because there's 5 restaurants in this hotel that we're going to. So anyway, while I'm driving down here through these roads, let's talk about the trip real quick. Let's like a debriefing of day 45 here, because what happened was that our first few days out on the water were 7 days and 6 nights out on the water. Everything went smooth until we got into some 4-foot, 5-foot beam seas, and we lost the stabilizers, and then we had to figure out and adapt to get them. We never did get them working completely properly, but they had to give us some updates, get the stabilizers working, and then we had to kind of learn to adapt. And so our first 4 days were almost flawless. Then our last 3 days out there were a little bit rough because of conditions that we were in. Anyway, we worked our way through that with tech support. I got over to the canal and then got checked in. A couple of the mistakes I made in the canal were, one was not having the young guy on the boat. That was huge. But the problem is we needed two of them, because what I wasn't expecting is for us to get the line handling to be as hard as it was. And I would have hired another line handler. It was only like $120. Everything's a la carte when you get to the canal. So your line handlers are a la carte, and your pilot is a la carte. And 65 and over feet boats, you've got to have a canal pilot. Under 65, you can have what they call an advisor, and just look at him as like a pilot in training. He doesn't have to be as qualified to run the canal as the guy that runs the bigger boats. So, and that's a requirement. Like, we didn't have any choice. Total fees going through the canal were right under $4,000, but that included our line handler and everything. And it was really a la carte as far as like the canal fees were $3,500. The pilot was $250. The line handlers was $120. And then you had to feed everybody while they were aboard. Look at these views right here. This is the bay we came into. It's just absolutely gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm telling you, the last 3 or 4 days of boating was absolutely beautiful. So it was like one of the mistakes that I felt like I made on the trip was not hiring that second line handler instead of, because we had we expected to hire them, because they said in the rules it says no line handlers over 62 years old or over 60 years old, and we had 2 line handlers at 62. So we had planned on hiring 3, and we only hired 1. So if I ever did that again, I would hire 2. I'd have 2 young guys, one up in the front of the boat and one in the back of the boat. And also we had the 2 sailboats tied to us, so that made a difference as well. Wow, this is beautiful. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Why this place is so popular, and especially for like the mega yachts, is because there's an airport, Liveaboard Airport in Costa Rica it's 15 minutes from this marina, and so they can bring their super yachts in here. They tie them off, and then they can come here. This is a 18 hole golf course. There's homes in here. There's everything, but they can come in here. They can fly in their private jets. They're 15 minutes from the yacht, and then they can jump on their yacht, play for a few days or months, then they come back here, fly right back out of here. So it's got an international airport for them, and so they can get on and off their yachts very, very quickly. Like I said, the mistakes made on the Panama Canal, the big one was I just would have hired one more extra line handler, because I thought that was very important. It was more work than I thought, especially with us having the sailboats. If I could go through the canal again, I would prefer not to have any boats tied off to me, because as you guys can see in some of those videos, it was very, very, very stressful having those two boats and us handling all the lines. I made requests. I wanted one of the younger guys to jump off one of those sailboats and come help us, but our pilot wouldn't let it happen. So you guys got to remember too, when I'm in there, there's a pilot assigned to our boat, and he's the one making all the calls. He's the one telling me speeds and how fast to go, how slow to go, go forward, keep it to the starboard, keep it to port. Here's some of the golf course right here. This is all just yeah, just amazing. I couldn't even imagine these houses, what they would be. Wow. Just absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, he's making all the calls as we're going through the canals, saying, hey, you know, speeds and times and where we got to be. That's our pilot making those calls. I'm the one in control of the boat, but he's the one telling me what to do, what speeds to go. Look at that, babe. Look at that, overlooking that. The bay, just absolutely beautiful. So it's very cool being over here. This is like a pleasant surprise. Wasn't sure if this was going to happen, but we're also being advised by Chuck, who took this same boat about a year ago or a year and a half ago through this same route, and so he's the one been guiding us, telling us, hey, these are the places you need to stop. And just so you know, like, fuel in Panama was $3.20 a gallon. Here at this marina, it's $4 a gallon. And so we're going to top off before we leave here, because me and the owner got an agreement that any $4 and under for fuel, we get it no matter what. So tomorrow morning that's something we'll do. And then getting over here, once we left Panama, coming here, that was probably the prettiest ride that's so far. This next ride's going to be a little bit bumpy, and I'm actually in contact with our weather guy. I may even delay it another 12 hours or maybe even another 20 hours. But it's also, I'm restricted because of this ZARPA thing, which is basically our papers to go and not go. So we've got to be, we've got kind of commitments to go. Yeah, so we're going to the Four Seasons. We got commitments, and we have certain timelines. Like, I think we're only allowed in the country now after today for 72 hours. Then we have to check out of the country, or we have to start the paperwork process again. Baby, I got a feeling this is going to be. Look at those views. Yeah, this is crazy. Oh my! This is both sides of the peninsula. So we passed right by that anchorage over there. It's hard to describe the views. Like I said, this whole... Oh, baby, did you see that lizard?
Yes, I see.
It's been awesome too, because I've gotten to spend a little time with Cynthia, who lives in Costa Rica, and you guys know, I kind of keep my private life private. But she's who I come and see whenever I'm in Costa Rica. And we've been dating now for close to a year, huh, baby?
See?
Too long.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, we are, so it was awesome that she could drive. She was complaining a little bit about the 4-hour drive that she had to come see me. And I'm like, and I just drove a boat through freaking oceans, across oceans, and anyway, it was funny. All right, so here we are. We're getting ready to check
Yes.
in.
No, you have to go this way.
Okay, I'm gonna go straight. Wow, this place is amazing. This is crazy. Beautiful. Wow, look at this. Do they? I guess they park our car first. Maybe.
Yes. You have to get keys and
This is craziness. I've never seen anything like this. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that little scenery of the Four Seasons there and something a little bit different. We're back at the marina now and getting the yacht ready for departure tomorrow. This will probably be one of our biggest rides we got coming tomorrow. The weather's not supposed to be perfect, and we're really going to put this yacht through the test over the next 24 to 48 hours. Anyway, peace out. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching. Do appreciate it. And remember, live life with no regret. I do. Thank you, guys. Bye.